Here we go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jamie Meyer. I'm on the board of directors of SSP. And thank you for joining us for this autumn equinox ceremony. This is a little bit less of a ceremony and more of kind of a little event. I happen to be in Ireland right now with a group of people who are shyly off camera. And behind me is the river Boann, which is often thought of as Ireland's most sacred river. And I wanted to tell you a story, an Irish story that I've always loved, well, as long as I've known it. I'm going to use the drum a little bit here. And I want to make the story be our ceremony. This is the story of Boann and the Well of Wisdom. And so let's just get into it. This story takes place a long, long time ago. This story takes place far, far away. This story takes place in the world of the spirits, in the other world, in the world of fairy. Or maybe this story takes place right now. It takes place everywhere at once. And maybe this story takes place inside each of you right now. In the other world, there is a well called the Well of Wisdom, the Well of Wisdom, the Well of Power, the Well of Knowledge. And the well is overseen and taken care of by Necton, the god of the well, whose name translates into dampness. And it is well known that nobody may go to the well except for Necton and his 3 cup-bearers. To go to the well, if you're not Necton or if you're not one of the cup-bearers, is very, very dangerous. Necton took a wife, Boann, whose name translates as white cow. Not the white cow that we may know, but the white cow that appears in the stars at night, every night, the Milky Way. And Necton said to Boann, "One thing you must know, my dear, never go to the well." And maybe she said to him something along the lines of like what wives like to say, "Yes, dear." Maybe she said something like that. One day, Necton announced to Boann, "I'm going to go hunting. I'll be gone for 3 days and 3 nights. Remember, don't go to the well." "Yes, dear." As soon as he had vanished across the western horizon, Boann went to the well. Boann went to the well. She took the path down towards the well. Her sister jumped out in front of her. She said, "Boann, no, no, no. You know, if even gazing into the well, you could lose an eye, you could lose an arm, a leg, you could lose your sanity. Don't go to the well, Boann." Boann pushed her way past her sister and said, "I'm going to the well." She walks down the path. Another sister hops in front of her. "Boann, Boann, don't go to the well. Terrible things can happen. Even looking into..." "I'm going to the well. Get out of my way." The well of wisdom, the well of power, the well of knowledge, the well of spirit, Boann went to the well. Boann went to the well. And when she got to the well, not only did she just look in or gaze at it, and perhaps no one knows why she did this, including herself. Maybe she does know why she did this. But Boann began to walk around the well, counterclockwise, Widdershins, as it is known. And she began to sing a song. An unbinding spell. Yeah, yeah, no, no, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah, on and on. She sang the unbinding song as she walked counterclockwise around the well 3 times. And maybe Boann, to her surprise, maybe not to her surprise, something happened. The waters of the well began to well up, and they flowed forth in a giant torrent up into the sky. Boann, maybe she was overcome with fear, maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was surprised, maybe she wasn't. But she began to run across the land, and the torrent, the column of water, chased her through the land. As she ran and ran and ran, the water became closer, closer, closer and closer, until the water overwhelmed Boann. And as the water overwhelmed her, it sliced off an arm. And as the water overwhelmed her, it sliced off a leg. And as the water overwhelmed her, it plucked out an eye, and it dismembered her. And it dissolved her. And Boann became the water. Boann became the water. And that is the river Boyne behind me right now. Boann became the most sacred river in Ireland. And that is all that I know. So, as our sort of equinox ceremony, I want to just say a couple of things about that story. It's a beautiful story, and if you think about it, if you replay it, if you read it, if you let that story work on you like medicine, like water, I think and I hope you will find that it will uncover in you many, many layers of beauty and of wisdom, just as the water uncovered a Boann into a different shape. But I want to say a few things about it. The reason I like that story, I'm doing it right now at the autumn equinox, is on the medicine wheel, as I understand it in the Celtic world, the West is associated with the element water. The West, as where we are now in the autumn, the summer is coming to an end. The dark part of the year is starting to open. And the West is the time for releasing and opening. Now this story isn't really a story so much about like releasing, you know, that phrase that we like to hear, release, let go of what no longer serves you. That's really not what this story is about in that way. But this story is about releasing powers, which is the other part of what the West does for us. It not only cleanses and heals us with its powers of releasing and letting go, but it also dislodges, dissolves, and dismembers those powers in us that are blocking our own evolution and our own stepping into our own power. One of the elements of the West is that it opens up the next shape of things on the wheel. We've just come through the spring and the summer where everything has been shaped into its shape. You know, in the spring it starts to grow, in the summer it grows into its fullness. Reality is shaped into its shape. And in the West, it's time to let go of that shape, not only to just let go, but also to open up the mystery of the next shape of things that are awaiting us. We're in a time period where a giant shape, new shape, is opening for us. A giant new shape is opening for our species and for the whole planet. And I think Boann is our guide for this. The courage. How many people jumped in front of her? The story says, the way I tell it, 2 sisters. But how many people have told her, don't do it, don't go to the well? And was she single-minded? Was she rebellious? Was she just overcome with some kind of sense of purpose? Who knows? But she went to the well. And she let loose this contained wisdom that had been held for so long. I want to say a little thing here because it's kind of an obvious thing. There's an easy interpretation of this story is, oh, Nekton is like the patriarchal world that's holding on to all this wisdom, and Boann is the feminine spirit that releases it. Absolutely true. And we can look at the story through that lens. But I like to look at it through the next layer, either up or down from that, which is Nekton and Boann are both divine figures. They both know that they are working the story. And I believe one of the secrets of the story is when Nekton says, I'm going to leave for a few days. I think there was a little wink there, whatever you do, don't go to that well. I'm going to be gone for 3 days. You won't see me. I won't be back. So I think this is a next level up of the participation between the masculine and the feminine to release this wisdom in the world. And I think that's where I like to place my focus with this story, because I think that is the medicine for us right now. It's not just the story of the rebellious or strong-willed feminine coming in and smashing her way in and destroying the system that's in place. That certainly is part of what's happening for us. But it's not just that. The masculine is also participating in this in its own way. It may not be obvious. And in the story, it's not, because he leaves. So it's not obvious that he's participating at all. But I like to look at it like that, because I like to look at the world as the joyful dance of the masculine and feminine, both doing their job to move us forward in our evolution, rather than the battle between them. I think that that view is not as helpful for me anyway. So I wanted to bring that forward. So on a ceremonial level, thinking of an equinox ceremony for yourself, I would encourage you just to, you can go on the internet. If you type in Boann, Boann, Boann and the Well of Wisdom, you'll find this story somewhere. You can read it. You'll find a different version. The version I tell is my own, as every storyteller tells their own version. Or you can replay this, learn the story, and let it work on you like medicine. Learn it and learn it and learn it, and let it work on you like a healing song, like an antibiotic, like a prayer. Let it work on you, and let Boann come and help you. And this is the prayer you can make to her and to the waters and to the spirit of the West. Help dislodge any calcified or concentrated energy in me that is in my way for me to pursue my highest and best path. That's what her release of the waters are about, and that's the healing part of this story. So that's a prayer you can make for yourself at this time, and you can work with water. A pretty typical Celtic way of working with water. Whatever water you have, whether it's a bathroom sink, or if it's a little brook, a garden hose, a river, a pond. Flowing water is probably better because flowing water is more kind of associated with Boann than still water. You can take a little handful of water, you can dip your finger in it, and you can do this for yourself or somebody else. Dip a little finger in it, dash a little on the forehead, and the line is blessing of Boann for your spirit. Dap a little water on the heart center, blessing of Boann for your love. Dap a little water on it, on the belly right below the navel, the blessing of Boann for your power, and ask Boann to bless you in all of these three channels. The Celts call this the three cauldrons of the soul: the head, the heart, and the belly. You can ask her to bless you so that you can come into your full power as we move into the dark side of the wheel of life here, to open up the next beautiful shape that is awaiting you in your life. That is all that I know. Thank you so much for joining me here. Thank you for being a member of SSP, and thank you for being the kind of human being that you are. Blessings.